Hi there, students. To fondle as a verb. When I hear this verb fondle, I always think about Gollum and his ring and the ring. My precious, my precious, my precious. To fondle is to touch something in a really loving way. It's to caress, to stroke, to love. So to fondle is to touch something gently in a loving way. It could be sexual as well, but not necessarily. So I gently fondled my baby's hand. Yeah, I fondled the kittens. Yeah, to touch gently and lovingly. Yeah, to caress, to pet, to pat perhaps as well. And this is to fondle, to touch in a loving way, to stroke lovingly. Yeah, to hold. So there were a pair of lovers fondling each other in the park. They were kissing and hugging and doing these things. They were fondling each other. So to fondle, to touch in a very loving way, to stroke or caress. It could be erotic or not, but it doesn't have to be. He kissed and fondled his degree certificate. Yeah, okay, so to fondle, to touch something, to stroke it in a very light, in a very loving way. You are fondling it. Yeah, to fondle something, to stroke it, showing that you love it, to handle in a very tender, loving way. Yes, she fondled the ring that he had given her. Yes, so he kissed her and fondled her neck. Now, to fondle could also be used to mean to touch in a sexual way, but inappropriately. So this would be a form of inappropriate sexual touching, and that would be to fondle as well. But to fondle in itself just means to touch in a very gentle, loving way. Yeah, you fondle something you love. You fondle something that you feel great affection for. Okay, he fondled his dog. He held it in his arms and stroked it, fondling it again and again. Okay, so it's to touch, to show affection by stroking, by touching, by holding. Yeah, you touch something with a gentle stroking movement. You fondle it because you love it, because it just feels so nice. So to caress, to cuddle, to touch gently, to touch or stroke tenderly, to touch in a very loving way. So it's showing that you feel love for something. And then it can also be to touch or stroke inappropriately, making inappropriate sexual advances. So he was accused of fondling a woman in a lift, and he was taken to court and found guilty of it. So to fondle, to caress, to stroke, to touch, to cuddle, to nuzzle against, to snuggle, yeah, to hug something. Mrs. Johns fondled her cat as it sat beside her. Yeah. Okay, so fondling something, you're touching it with all sorts of love. Now, as to origin, we'll notice this word is clearly linked to the word fond of, to be fond of. Yeah, I'm fond of chocolate, I'm fond of you. And that, let's see, comes from a Middle English word, fon or fonnen, which comes from fone, meaning with the idea of fun. Yeah, something foolish or fun, or Okay, so to fondle, and then we've made it into a verb. Formality, to fondle. 5 in formality, 5.5. It sounds a dot poetic, but very, very little. Use it absolutely anywhere, so it's a useful word. So enough, to fondle. Just think of Gollum and his ring. He's fondling his ring. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Fondle.